I think most victims of violent sexual crime and abuse are women. Most perpetrators are men, but it does happen both ways.
I was once a victim of GBV, and I don't want people to go through what I went through.
Wow.
I decided to turn my house into a shelter for women to say, come, I don't want you to go through what I went through.
Yes.
We need to fight this.
Many people who perpetrate abuse as adults were abused as kids. Our goal at Father Nation is to say, we do not want victims. We don't want victims. And therefore, let's catch men before they do it. Let's fix them. Let's do whatever it takes to make men good men so that they never, ever do that.
I had a woman that was beaten by men every day because she thought, by beating me, he loves me.
Wow.
This is how it's supposed to be. To rehabilitate those women and children, it takes your courage and strength. And, sometimes I even cry. If you can start forgiving yourself and forgiving that person that did wrong to you, then everything will fall into place.
Hi there, you're with Craig Wilkinson on Force for Good. We've changed from dangerous for good, or dangerous but good, to force for good. We think that encapsulates it better. We want to be a force. And we define force as your ability to impact the lives of others, your ability to have an impact on the world and those around you. And every single one of us has that ability. And the key is, how big is that ability and what do we do with it? With me today, I've got a wonderful guest, Cynthia Dinalane. She's from Tembisa. She's one of those unsung heroes, one of those saints that just does phenomenal work in the communities. And it's just wonderful, Cynthia, to have you here and talk about the incredible work you do. You've got a shelter that you've set up with your own funds, your own passion, your own initiative that helps women and children. And tell us about yourself and about the shelter.
Hi, listeners. My name is Cynthia Dinalane. As they've told you, I'm the gender-based violence ambassador. I'm the multi-global award winner. Mm-hmm. I preach gender-based violence wherever I go around the country, around the world, in fact. I've got a shelter for abused women and children in Kempton Park. I turned my house into a shelter because the rate of gender-based violence is very, very high in Kempton Park, Tembisa. And now I decided to open a shelter because we don't have a shelter around us for abused women and children. Wow. So I decided to turn my house into a shelter. Mm-hmm. And it was so hard because I've got children, my own children. Mm-hmm. I had to talk to them. And then they said, Mama, if it makes you happy, we are supporting you. You can bring the victims in our house. Right. So up to so far, since I've started this organization, Greg, I've already rehabilitated and empowered more than 120 women
who were victims of gender-based violence.
Violence. So with my own money, we are a self-funded organization. We don't have funds from DSD because their terms and conditions are not good for me. Mm-hmm. I cannot go with that. I cannot stay with a woman for 3 months and let the woman go. Right. Women cannot be rehabilitated in 3 months. Women cannot be empowered in 3 months. Right. So we need more time for women to rehabilitate them and to empower them. Mm. Remember, the reason for me to put them in my shelter is because I want these women to be to know how to stand on their own. When they leave the shelter, they must have a job or they must have skills that will bring money to them so they can sustain themselves and their children. Mm-hmm.
So you're a true lifesaver to these women who come to you battered and bruised and downtrodden physically and emotionally, and you just take them through a process of restoring their lives. Tell me, how do they come to find you, and what sort of state are they in often when they come to your shelter?
It's so bad. Usually they police bring them,
right,
or social workers bring them, because I'm the only safe haven for women there. And when they come there, there's a woman that came into our shelter. She was raped and they took razor blade and cut her private parts and they put chili inside. And there was another one who came in and they put a broomstick underneath. You see, others, they come with broken hands, no teeth, all those kind of things. And I thank God for having people like Dr. Celebrity, which is Dr. Smile. When a woman came to our shelter being bitten and without teeth, the doctor helped us. And Dr. Sibongile Slangu, they are the dentists for our shelter. They adopted our shelter. So they're the ones that are helping us. And we've got boys that were molested by their fathers. So we cater them also, we shelter them also. And I like what Titimba did by opening this Amataima organization. You know, when I see that, I said, why can't all men in South Africa see what other men are doing?
Right.
Because as men need to be sanitized also, so that they can know the right and wrong things that they're doing. If you sanitize them, I think we will have a better country. And then, not that men are not abused. I've got a list of men, more than 50 men that comes to me for help because they're abused by women, and they don't talk. That's why we've got a lot of the rate of suicide comes from men.
Just to talk about the men that are abused. So are these men that are physically assaulted by women?
Yes.
Right.
Yes. And you know, because we don't give men space to talk to us or to say, here we are, men, you can come and talk to us. That's why men kill themselves, because they don't know where to run to. And
they're ashamed to speak, aren't they?
Exactly, because we laugh at them, think that they're not men enough.
Yeah.
So we need to have those kind of programs like Father in Nation.
Yes.
I knew Father in Nation when I was during COVID.
Yes.
Then I said, what is this now? I read more about Father in Nation, and I end up attending courses there. I got certificates from Father in Nation. So I think this is what's supposed to be done in South Africa.
Right.
We encourage men to come together and sit together and see how we can help, how they can be helped to go out of this kind of situation, or how can they rebuild their manhood.
Right.
Remember, the minute a woman abuse you, you lose yourself.
You're emasculated. Yeah, a woman beat me up.
You're not man enough, and all those kind of things.
Yeah.
So I think if we can have this kind of organization, and we have awareness, we've got projects that we do with men. And from my side, from last year, when I do awareness for GBV, before we were talking about women. Now we put women inside one room and men inside one room. Both of them, they must be in one room.
Right.
So that the men can hear what the women are saying, and the women can hear what the men are saying.
Yeah.
Because this is a men and women a pandemic.
Right. Well, I think what you're saying, Cynthia, is you've got a heart for humanity, for people. And evil exists in men and women. It manifests differently, doesn't it? You know,
Exactly.
I think most victims of violent sexual crime and abuse are women. Most perpetrators are men, but it does happen both ways. I'm interested from two perspectives. You know, you talked about women who come to the shelter that have been horrifically raped, not just raped, but tortured in a way and mutilated. Is there hope for women like that? Is there a way back to emotional wholeness and restoration where they can overcome the trauma and be whole and be free? Have you seen cases like that?
Yes. I've got women that went through a lot. But if you can go to the shelter and see them now, you can see that something's happening in them, and they are free to talk about what happened in their lives, and they take it as a joke now. It's not something that hurts them. It's a joke, because talking is part and parcel of healing.
Yes.
So I've got women like that, and I've got a child that was raped more than 16 times. Her uterus is damaged, and she was naughty. I said to the social workers, I don't want this child. No, after they told me her story, then that's why I said, no,
I need to help.
It's fine. I'll help this child. She went for medical attentions. I went to all different doctors to talk to them to help this child. They helped her. Now she's not wearing Pampers anymore. She was wearing Pampers.
Wow. How old is this child?
She's 13 years old.
13 years old.
And now she's not wearing Pampers, and she's doing good at school, and she can talk about what happened to her freely, so without any tear, without any fear.
Sure.
Because this is what we want. I said to her, you have to talk about what happened to you so that you can teach another child that went through what you went through, so that they mustn't hide themselves. They must come out so that they can get help also. So to rehabilitate those women and children, it takes your courage and strength. And, sometimes I even cry. Well, I can't handle some of the things. But I said, somebody must stand firm. I must stand firm and help them. Because if everybody's scared, when people come, they say, I can't do this. I'm scared. I can't do this. I said, who must help these people?
Wow. Well, I mean, just hearing these stories, it's beyond horrific. It's beyond tragic. A 13-year-old girl that had to wear Pampers because she was damaged from. It's just beyond evil, isn't it? But the fact is, there's hope to restore and to redeem, and for that person to become whole again. It's. How do you even ask the question? Who could possibly do that? What evil, destructive, inhuman thing or force could drive a man to do that, to beat up a woman, to put chili in her, to cut her? It's just, we deal, our work is with preventing men from doing that. Our work is with restoring men so that we prevent gender-based violence before it happens. For me, that's the key. Our goal at Father Nation is to say, we do not want victims. We don't want victims. And therefore, let's catch men before they do it. Let's fix them. Let's do whatever it takes to make men good men so that they never, ever do that. But for men to become the kind of animal that can do that, it's just mind-bogglingly evil, isn't it?
Exactly. We are living in a cruel world with angry people. So people are angry outside. People are going through a lot and they don't get help. Remember, firstly, unemployment makes people to be angry, makes people to do all these horrific things. Yeah. And then even your background, where you come from, but that one is not something that I take for as an excuse.
Look, because there's never an excuse, is there?
If you grew up seeing your father beating your mother and you felt pain when that thing was happening, so you cannot do that, because you'll say, I don't want my children to feel pain. I don't want to hurt somebody because I don't want people to went through what I went through. Yeah. You understand? So, but others, they take that as an excuse. Yeah. For me, it's not an excuse. I've got men that I know that went through a lot. Today, they are saying, Cynthia, I don't want anyone to go through what I went through.
They're good men in spite of what they went through.
She'll say that I want to take my wife as a flower. You understand? I want to nourish my wife. I don't want my wife to live the way my mother lived before, while my father was beating her. So now, I think the most important thing here is unemployment, because it makes people angry. You go inside the house of the father, the child said, I need school shoes. I need food. There's no food. How do you feel as a man?
That's terrible. And I think that is...
You understand? So you end up...
Unemployment's a very big emasculator of men. Exactly. There's a sense of, I'm not man enough, cannot provide. But the point you made about boys growing up in households where the father's beating the mother, what happens there is that the boy looks to the father to model to him what it means to be a man. So he grows up with an idea that men beat women. That's what men do. That's what it means. And he wants to be a man, so he does that. Absolutely, it's not an excuse.
It's not an excuse, because he felt pain when they were beating a mother.
He felt pain, yeah.
So why do you have to make other person feel pain again?
Well, isn't it the case that so many people who are abusers were themselves abused? Many people who perpetrate abuse as adults were abused as kids. And the logic would say, I've been through that pain, I don't want anyone else to. But there's such a psychological damage and such an evil that comes upon that person that they become abusers even though they themselves were abused. And that's why boys growing up and seeing their moms abused and feeling that pain, but they look at their dad and think, I want to be a man, and that's what men do. It's a completely false narrative about what masculinity is. And I think that's what we're very involved in training men and equipping men to be good men. You know, I love the analogy you gave there of men who say, my wife is like a flower, you know, not that she's delicate and fragile, but I need to nurture her, water her, protect, you know, make sure she's safe. That's what men do. That's what true masculinity does. And we don't have enough models of that in this country, do we? Men modeling true, authentic, good, powerfully positive masculinity. I mean, that's what Force for Good's all about. You know, how can you and I, as women and men, become a force for good so that people in our community are safe? But I just really love what you do. I really admire what you do. I mean, we met at an award ceremony. Both of us were receiving an award for the work we do. And instantly I just felt this amazing affinity with you in the work. Your heart, you know, for someone who lives in a community that says, I'm going to turn my house into a shelter. I'm going to use my house, my space, my money, my skills, my time to help others. What motivated you to do that?
You know what? I was once a victim of GBV, and I don't want people to go through what I went through.
Wow.
So I need to stop that. By stopping that is to open a shelter, a safe house for women to say, come, I don't want you to go through what I went through.
Yes.
We need to fight this. I need to rehabilitate you. I need to show you that this is not the end of the world. If I did it, you can also do it.
Right.
You understand? So I take women, rehabilitate them, give them skill. We do skill even today. That's why I don't have a car. They went for skills development. They're doing blankets. I've got women that graduated. They're beauticians today. They can stand on their own.
Fantastic.
This is what we must do, because if a woman is not working depending on a man, that's where the men will take advantage of her, because I do everything for you and you'll do whatever I want.
Yes.
I'll do whatever I want with you.
Yeah.
So we must stop that. And then women must know that there's no housewife these days. You must stand up and go and work and be an independent woman and stand on your own, so that you can be an example to your children. Remember, we need to teach our children about gender-based violence. It must start in the house where they live. As a family, when we are sitting down, we must talk about this, teach our children. Even when they go out, they can teach others. Even if we can go to schools, teach the children about gender-based violence, go to our communities, do awareness campaigns, do all those kind of things that we know that it will empower them and it will give them knowledge about GBV. I had a woman that was beaten by men every day. She never reported.
Her husband or her
husband.
Yes.
Then she was not worried, because she thought, by beating me, he loves me.
Wow.
This is how it's supposed to be. I said, you are abused. No, I'm not abused. I'm happy. And then I said, you must open a case against your husband. Said, no, I'm driving a Ferrari. It's better to drive a Ferrari with a blue eye.
Wow.
Than to go and stay somewhere without nothing.
So she accepted the abuse because there was money.
She's happy about it. That's why people, the rate of gender-based violence is very high. Remember, people are going through all this abusive relationship because of material things. He can beat me, but tomorrow I know when I wake up, he'll give me 10,000 rands.
So it's a prison.
Exactly.
It's an economic prison. You're stuck in an economic prison.
They beat you today, they buy you flowers tomorrow, which is a cycle. We call it a cycle of violence.
Yeah.
Where you'll accept all these kind of things. At the end of the day, you don't see that you are hurting yourself.
Right.
Remember, in a long run, that's what you'll realize. By then you'll have bruises, you'll have all these diseases, because you never go out and seek for help. Yeah. You did everything because of love, and it is not love. If a man loves you, he won't beat you.
So what would you say to a woman who is in a relationship and she's being beaten and she's staying there because she's scared that if she gets out of it, she will be financially destitute? What do you say to a woman like that?
I'm saying to women like that hey, go out to that a toxic relationship. It's not too late.
Get out.
Get out and come to us. We'll give you skills that will mean that it's a lifetime skill.
Yes.
That you'll open your business one day, and then you'll take care of yourself. Remember, if you stay because of financial strains, then you are lost. Yeah. You are going to die early, because that man can even kill you, because you are staying there because you want this and that. You want a Gucci bag and all. We are not having Gucci bags, but we are living.
Absolutely. You're free.
And
There's dignity.
Free. You know what?
Yeah.
I don't even, I'm not scared when I'm sleeping that somebody can even beat me or do something to me. So those kind of women, I think they need a serious counseling.
Yes.
So but
they need a community, don't they? They need support. If they feel alone and isolated and they feel like there's no option, and even sometimes their own families tell them to stay, they need a community of women like yourself who can stand alongside them and say, come, we'll be with you all the way. We'll help.
We are trying to do that, but sometimes families and religions are making us to lose hope sometimes. Mm-hmm. You go to a church where church will tell you, no, in this church we don't allow divorce. If a man is abusing you, sit down, talk. We will talk as a family. After they spoke to both of you, when you arrive at home, he beats you again.
Wow!
And you get this. You find this kind of a family that will say "Mtanam begezela." That means what does it mean, begezela? Hang in there. You find a family that says. What will people say? Abantu bazothini? And you've got a lot of graves of hanging there, of what will people say. So if we as adults, as parents can say to our children, if it's hot, come back home. Yeah. You still have a place. Right. You still have a space in our house. Not to say abantu bazothini, what will people say? Begezela. No, those kind of things don't work. You understand? So we need to talk about those kind of things, more especially in church. Most of the abusers, perpetrators are in church, are the pastors.
Wow.
I've got an experience of that. I saw it and I intervene in those kind of things. You go to a church, they say, come and talk about gender-based violence. I go there. When I talk about gender-based violence, you see the wife, the pastor's wife crying. Then that's where you realize that there's a problem here. And by then the congregation members come, my man is beating me, let me go and talk to my pastor's wife. She cannot say anything to you.
She's in the same
because
boat.
She's going through the same thing that you are going through. She'll only tell you, pray, my child.
Wow.
And whereas she's going through a lot and she doesn't know it, she doesn't have anyone to talk to because of the stigma of saying, I'm a pastor's wife.
Right. So, the clear message to women is do not accept abuse of any kind. Emotional, physical, sexual, verbal. Do not accept abuse.
Yes.
Get out. You deserve more. You're worth more. No abuse is worth staying in any relationship for. It's not about love. It's not about money. It's about your own dignity, your own self-respect, and you are worth more. And I think the message to men is there's never an excuse. Never, ever lift a hand. Never, ever lash out at a woman with your tongue or your mouth. There is never an excuse for abuse. And I think that's what we need to get to, a society where there is no abuse because men don't and women don't accept it.
Exactly. And the other day I got another guy who said to me, I'm arrested. Yeah, fine, because he was a perpetrator. He beat her girlfriend. He was happy to go to jail. Then that's why I said, why is this guy so happy? He told me that I'm going to get a free plate. I don't have to go and work. I'll get food. I've got toiletries. When I come out here, I'll be educated. Then it hurts me because, yes, they go to jail. They get empowered. They get educated, rehabilitated. And the justice system forget about
the victim.
The victim will be in the townships being frustrated, not having anywhere to go, no education, nothing at all. Right. Then you see that somewhere along the way our justice is not fair. If you are rehabilitate the perpetrator, you must also rehabilitate the victim.
We must look at the human condition, the humans. The men and women are both humans, and they need to be restored and equipped and protected. Tell me, alcohol plays a big role, doesn't it? Do you see alcohol playing a big role in men becoming abusive and in abusive situations?
Yes. You know what? It starts here. You go to your house as a man. You found Cynthia as your wife, screaming at you, doing all these kind of things. Then you do what? You go out, let me go to the shebeen and drink alcohol. to soothe
The pain.
the pain. And then you come back, you are drunk. When you see her, that drama that happened, comes out. Then you start beating your wife and doing all those kind of things. So somewhere along the way, alcohol plays a big role. Somehow again doesn't. We've got men that are drinking.
They don't abuse.
They don't abuse. They drink for fun.
Yeah.
So these ones that drink to go and abuse because they cannot face a woman when they're sober.
Right.
They want to go and drink, and after drinking, then I'll show her. You understand? Even same applies to women. Women, it's not that they are being abused by men only. Even us as women, we abuse each other.
Verbally.
Not verbally, even
Physically.
Physically. We've got women in prison that was stabbed by another woman. You understand? So those kind of things.
And often under the influence of alcohol.
Under the influence of alcohol. When they're sober, they were like, why did I do this?
Yeah, I think the abuse of alcohol and being drunk can lead you to do things you'd never do when you're sober.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think we must, I don't know how can we do it so that we cannot close alcohol, remember. Other people, that's where they found joy.
Yeah.
But
when you don't abuse alcohol, it can be a good thing. 1 or 2 beers is fine. A glass of wine, fine. Too much can lead to big problems. It's a drunkenness. And when men use it as an escape, to escape reality, they get into a situation where they just not in a good state of mind. And then the anger comes out. Then all the things come out.
That's why now I've got this organization that I'm the ambassador of. It's GBV Cup. We are fighting GBV through sports. That's
Fantastic.
where we've got men.
Yeah.
They at the stadium watching soccer. They come and watch soccer, but before soccer time, it's GBV talk.
Right.
We talk about GBV. We teach them about GBV. Then the sport starts.
Right.
You understand? And then after the sports, did you hear about GBV? Do you have any questions? That's where we interact with men, and you'll hear all sorts of strange things that they're saying and strange things that men are going through.
Yes.
So they think by going and watch soccer, I'm soothing my pain, and I'm trying to forget about what's happening in my house. So we teach them, when you go out of the soccer field, you go to a house, you don't go there and abuse a woman.
No.
We have already taught you what is GBV, how to handle a wife.
There's no excuse.
And if a wife is abusing you, what steps do you have to take? Rather go out. If you start shouting, just go out.
Yeah.
Come back after maybe an hour.
Don't resort to violence.
Exactly. Exactly.
You talk about strange ideas. I was doing a talk at a university in Cape Town about GBV. And one of the young guys in the front put up his hand and he said, "Sir," he said, "would you pay for milk from a cow that you own?" And it's such a distorted vision because his perception was, I paid Labola, I own her. She's mine. I can do whatever I want. And it's such a distortion. You talked about religion being distorted, I think people misquote and misuse religion as a justification. They also misquote and misuse culture, don't they? I mean, there's nothing in Labola that means I own you.
I own you.
It's good. It's a sign of respect. It's a sign of bonding of families. It's a beautiful thing. There's no ownership. But when a man feels like he owns a woman, it's a completely distorted notion. When a man feels like he needs to dominate a woman, these are the distorted notions of masculinity that we need to fix in society.
Yeah, and the thing of even as women, there are things that we tolerate from the word go that we are not supposed to.
Right.
If we are in a relationship, I must tell you what I like and what I don't like.
Yes.
And you tell
set the
me
boundaries.
Also. We set boundaries. So nowadays, there's no boundaries. You just go into a relationship, and when he beats, I don't like him when he beats me. Did you tell him?
Yeah.
Did you express your feelings?
Right.
No. That's why most of the time I tell people that if you want to get married, go for a marriage counseling first.
Yes.
So that, there are people that, you see, it's Cynthia, she's happy. You think that she's happy, whereas she's got burdens. She's got scars. She's bleeding inside. Then you go and take Cynthia and marry her. And she's going to bleed to you, to an innocent person.
Right.
So that's why I said, go for marriage counseling. Know your story. Know your partner's story. Deal with that before you can get married.
Absolutely.
Know that he went through, he was raped or he was molested, and this is how we must deal with our issues. And then you must go for counseling before you can even get married. Because
I couldn't agree more.
I'm telling you, to bleed to a wrong person, it's very painful.
Yeah. Well, I mean, two whole individuals make a beautiful couple. Two damaged individuals can make a very, very messy situation, because the triggers we have, the wounds we have, the trauma we have, we bring it into a marriage and into a relationship, and it manifests often in very, very destructive ways. So you're 100% right. Two reasons for marital counseling. One is to get yourself fixed and whole, deal with your triggers and your emotions, both of you. And secondly, to understand each other's boundaries and understanding what the expectations are, what's okay and what's not okay. I think if more of us went into marriage like that, it would be a far, far greater success rate. You're 100% right. Cynthia, I'd love to just go back to the journey that an abused woman goes on from the time she arrives at your shelter to the time where she leaves, because it's hard not to break down into tears when you hear of just the absolute misuse of strength that a man does in abusing a woman physically, emotionally, better. And she comes in there broken physically and mentally. And I love what you're saying. There's hope. She was a victim of GBV, but she doesn't have to stay a victim of GBV. She can actually become a victor. She can overcome it and be free. And a lot of that is to do with your own self-esteem, your own self-worth, overcoming fears, not being scared anymore, dealing with the post-traumatic stress disorder, also dealing with the bitterness and the anger, because how can you not be angry with men when a man has beaten you,
Yes.
So please talk about, I love the fact you're saying there's hope. You were a victim, you don't have to stay a victim. You can overcome. But what is the process you take them through to get to that point of victory?
Okay. When they first come into our shelter, the first 2 weeks, we don't talk to them. We allow them to heal on their own, so that you just
provide a safe space.
Yeah, we give you a safe space. You eat, we just allow you to be you. Then on the third week, we get psychologists to come and see you, and then they talk to you. Maybe it will take 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, then that's where it's me and her. Now, I said, "Are you fine now? Are you ready to talk to me?" Then when they say yes, then they are ready. Then I start telling them, and I invite them to our groups. We do have groups that we just sit around the table. It's a group. Then, how are you feeling today? Are you good? What tortures you? Are you still thinking about your man? Somehow, some of them, they don't want to talk. They prefer writing. So we give them books. They write, and then I read the books. That's why I can see that, no, this one still needs more sessions. And then this one, no, she's fine. And then we do what? We keep them busy now with skills. We take them to do their skills. We teach them business management. Remember, when you do a skill, let's say maybe we teach you how to do nails or blankets as they're doing now. We teach you business management, because when you go out, you must go out knowing how to manage your business. How to manage your finances so that you can succeed as a businesswoman. So we invite business people to come and help us in that regard. So after that, we go through, we have sessions with you every now and then. We can see you are improving or you are not improving. And if you are not improving, we go deeper. We take you out to a resort or something with somebody that is going to mentor you the whole weekend to see if you can accept what happened to you. When they come back, they're fine. Even now in September, we are going to a venting vacation in Hartebees. We are still doing the logistics now. All of them, we are taking all the women, not in the shelter only, but even those that are out of the shelter that we know that they're going through a lot. 13 September, we are taking them. We are going to a venting vacation. That's where they go and vent. Then they can see that there's life after everything. Remember, my problem is not the same as yours.
Right.
So if I tell you my problem, then that's where you'll see that mine are better. Then you start accepting what happened to you.
Right.
Yes.
So freedom is possible. Redemption, healing is possible. I love that. Let me ask you about anger and bitterness. You and one of the things I really respect and admire about you is you are all about empowering men as well. You're not an angry woman, You've seen the terrible damage that bad men do to women, and yet you're able to see that that's not all men. That's not how men should be. You still acknowledge and see good men, and you want to empower men. How does a woman get rid of bitterness and anger, which is quite understandable and justifiable because they've been so abused by a man. How does it, I mean, you've done that as a woman.
Yes.
You've yourself been abused and you've seen so much abuse, and yet you still love men and you still support men and you still are all about male empowerment. Tell us about that journey.
The only thing is forgiveness.
Yeah.
You start by forgiving him and forgiving yourself.
Right.
Forgiving yourself for allowing all these kind of things happen to you.
Even though it wasn't your fault.
Even if it's not your fault.
Yeah.
If you can start forgiving yourself and forgiving that person that did wrong to you, then everything will fall into place.
Freedom comes.
Freedom comes because if you don't forgive, you're going to have that bitterness, angriness, and everything. So the only thing that can stop all this is forgiving yourself and forgiving that person and allow things to happen, good things to happen in your life. Don't take your problems and put them on your shoulders.
Let go.
I usually tell them, just let it go and be you.
Yeah.
It's not easy, but one step at a time. When times goes on, you'll understand.
Yeah.
I usually give an example of me to them. I said, you see me, I went through this and this and this and that. Look at me again. I'm the one that is empowering you today. And this is the same thing that I want you to do. When you go out here, you go out and empower another woman.
Fantastic.
And take another woman's pain as yours. Take another man's pain as yours. Because right now, we've got men that didn't do anything wrong. And they're in jail today.
Yeah.
And I want to tell you, there was one guy who was supposed to be in jail by now. They brought a woman in our shelter. That woman said, they said the woman was raped by the boyfriend, the ex-boyfriend. Whereas the woman went to the guy that, oh, you are dating Cynthia. You left me because of Cynthia, I'll show you.
So she lied. She falsely accused.
She went to the guy and you know how to seduce that guy. He seduced that guy that I end up sleeping with her. Then after that, she wake up and went to the police station and said the man raped her. Wow. So now, when she was at our shelter, you know, I'm sorry to say this even on your podcast, but I did it. I used to buy a 5-liter wine for all the women just to relax their mind. That's where truth will come out. When they're drunk, they'll tell you, even my grandfather raped me on the, you know, everybody's telling you something that they never told anyone.
That's very sneaky, Cynthia.
Yes. So that's why I said, no, if I want news, then let me just give them this, you know. And then that woman said to me, you know, that guy didn't rape me.
Wow.
I just went there and I slept with him. I did this and this and this. He cannot just leave me like that and be in love with somebody. We've been dating for more than 5 years.
Wow.
He just left me like that. By then I did what? I recorded the conversation.
Wow. Well done.
On Wednesday, it was a court case and it was final where they were to sentence this boy. My organization is friends with court. I went to the senior prosecutor, said, I've got a problem here. What's wrong? You see the case, I gave him the case number. Oh, yeah, it's here. It's going to be in. I said, no, listen to this. Then he was shocked.
And he withdrew the case?
He was shocked. He withdrew the case and they arrested the girl for perjury.
Fantastic. Cynthia, well done. That's brilliant.
And by then, that guy,
brilliant.
just got a job 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Then now he has to they have to fire him because of all these things that the lady did. So that's why I'm telling you that as an ambassador of GBV, it consists of a man and a woman. Yeah. Male and female. So I cannot deal with females only, which means I'm not doing GBV now.
Right.
I'm doing, I don't know what.
Well, wrong is wrong.
PBV, something.
Wrong is wrong. Evil is evil.
Wrong is wrong on both sides.
Absolutely.
If a man is wrong, if a woman is wrong, they are wrong.
Absolutely.
Then we have to deal with but now other people, they take it as if GBV is only for women. It's not only for women. It's a
human condition.
Exactly. It's for both women and men. So, and what I want to say to our people in South Africa is that, can we stop doing this in front of our kids? We are so selfish that we can beat a woman in front of your children, or a woman can beat a man in front of the children. We are so selfish. we don't think about the people that loves us, that are surrounding us.
The impact it has on them.
Exactly, because this affects the children even at school.
Yeah.
You find out the children, it's not his bully, it's what is what. Then you said, oh, he's bully. I don't know why. He's bully or she's bully because of what she saw at home.
Absolutely. We model the way.
Exactly. And the other thing is that the children doesn't perform well at school. Oh, hi, this one. We usually say, Udom. You know, she's so stupid. She cannot do this and this and this. She cannot even concentrate at school. I don't know what kind of a child is this. Forgetting that it's you who did all this to this child.
Right, absolutely. You modeled the way.
Exactly, because if we can teach our children about love, it must start with us. We must start loving ourselves each other in front of them.
Yeah.
We must start loving them. You tell your child that I love you every morning.
Yeah.
You know, that child grew up with that, and you show the children love. When you love each other as a mother and a father, you know, those children will grow up with that mentality.
They won't abuse.
Exactly. But if I'm a lion and you are a cheat, then...
Absolutely. Yeah. Now, look, I love what you're saying, because what you're saying is you stand for the truth. You stand for humanity. You stand for dignity and respect and love and care, and for both men and women.
Exactly.
And this is not an either or situation. This is a both and, isn't it? You know, it's not like women lose and men win, or it's we both win or we both lose. I love the story of you recording that. The guy must have been very grateful to you. Was he? Eh? You saved him.
Yeah, I saved him. And you know what? There's this thing of saying, when now a man can go and open a case that the woman abused him. You know, you don't even see one placard going to court saying no bail.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if a man can beat a woman, I'm telling you, the whole community will come out.
Yeah.
So we must stop that narrative, because we must know that men are human beings like us. They need to be treated fairly. They need to be treated like women, the way we treat cases of gender-based violence that affects women.
Yeah.
We must treat them equal.
Yeah.
You understand? Because now I feel bad. I didn't even go to this protest anymore, because I can see that this thing doesn't go
right.
Yes.
Yeah. Cynthia, I mean, is there any final words you'd like to share? I mean, it's been wonderful talking to you. Lovely hearing what you're doing. And I just want to respect you and honor you and say, you're doing a fantastic job. You're a woman who stands for love, a woman who stands for justice, for truth, for dignity, for respect, for humanity. And you are absolutely a force for good. Thanks. In our nation, in your country, in your community, and in your household. So thank you for what you do.
I really appreciate that. Thank you. The last word that I can say is, can we stand together and fight gender-based violence? Yeah. Can our justice system come up with harsh measures for gender-based violence so that people can learn? Because now somebody said, I'll rape this one, I'll get a bail. You know, they don't even take it serious. If we can have harsh measures like other countries, I think we'll conquer the gender-based violence issue. And if our government can put more force in fighting GBV. Yeah. Right now, as Cynthia as I am, or as Father in Nation, as you are, you know, we want to do things, but we don't have resources.
Yeah.
We don't have resources to fight gender-based violence. If they can say, truly so, saying all the people that are fighting gender-based violence, come, let's sit down with you. Tell us what are your requirements. What do you want to achieve? What do you want to use to fight this gender-based violence? You know, we've got all these kind of problems everywhere. I've got problems in Nigeria as I'm talking to you. Our sisters from South Africa are sex slaves there.
Sure.
Our sisters in Nigeria that are from South Africa are facing serious gender-based violence. That's why I'm going to Nigeria in November to go and help them, because the embassy said, Cynthia, we need your assistance because we can't deal with this. I said, did you ever tell them about your resources, about your duties as the embassy, that if you want to go back home, here we are. We can take you back home. Others are scared to come back home because they don't send money anymore, so the families disown them. They want to come back home, but to where? So you must have shelters to shelter those kind of people. Yes. They must come back home safe so they can start their lives from the scratch. So I want to say to everyone at home there that let's promote love. Let's practice it in our house with our children so that when they go out, they can spread the love also.
Bottom line is we need more Cynthias in the world. We need more Cynthias. So
Thank you.
Kudos to you. What a tragic but hopeful discussion with Cynthia. Here's a woman who is absolutely a force for good. She took her household, she took her time, she took her effort. She turned tragedy into triumph, and she's making a huge difference in her community. We need more Cynthias, and every one of us has the power to impact those in our lives and our communities. And here's to being a force for good. Here's to you becoming a force for good. Whatever strength, power, money, resources, time you have, use it for good, and let's make this world a better place. Cynthia, thank you.